So we just saw the Nintendo Direct yesterday, and Nintendo announced a lot of new games, whether it be indie or first party or third party, but a lot of people thought it was mid to okay to amazing. Like, I personally thought it was just okay. I'm excited for Tomodachi Life and Metroid Prime 4. I've never played those games before, so I'm excited to get into this series. And guess what's also next week? The Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. So they're gonna announce the release date and what the console is and what it can do and the games that are launching with it. And I'm really hyped for all of that. So hope you guys can tune in for the streams next week. I will be live streaming it, and it's gonna be so hyped and it's gonna be exciting. So hope you guys look forward to that, and hope you guys enjoy this video. So this right here is literally from their own website, but it says right here, the virtual game card feature for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 systems adds some of the flexibility of physical game cards to your digital library. All right, so what they just announced yesterday was a virtual digital card thing where it acts like a physical copy of your game, but it's digital. So you can like trade, you can give some people your games through digital, but you have to connect them first. But you can give your people like your sisters or all that, but you got to connect the systems first. And then you can give some of your cousins or friends or whatever, or your siblings, some of your games in case they're digital. Because before you couldn't do that with the digital games, but now you can. But although this statement right here is what I'm really intrigued about, is right here it says the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 systems. Now, they would have not made that plural because of Nintendo Switch. There's only going to be one Nintendo Switch 2, but it says Nintendo Switch 2 systems. It has an S at the end. So that really makes me think that there's going to be two Nintendo Switches. Maybe. They may have it like down the line, like 2 or 3 years later, like the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED, kind of like how they did Nintendo Switch 1. But I really hope that they do announce two Nintendo Switches, because honestly, that would be honestly kind of cool, because I personally would buy the OLED one just for that extra good looking colors in the games. And I really hope they do that, just because down the line, instead of them releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 OLED, they can give you a Pro Nintendo Switch 2. Because with the AI upscaling of Nintendo Switch 2, I'm not really sure how really technically far they can go with that for the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, I don't know if they can like make the worlds better or make the games look like 10 times better with AI upscaling like 5 years down the road with the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not sure how all that works, but I really hope that they can bring the OLED launch day, and then halfway down the line, Nintendo Switch 2, like 4 or 5 years later, we can have the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro or Pro Nintendo Switch 2. I hope that they can do this, because that would be really good. And also, I think because down the line, I really do think that the Nintendo Switch 2 really would need an upgrade. Even with the AI upscaling, I think the Pro added onto it and the better hardware down the line can also just graphically boost it up a lot more. And the games would run better and everything, because the Nintendo Switch 1, the frames were awful. Let's just be honest. The frames for the Nintendo Switch, like half years down the line, was for its lifetime, was awful. And so for the Pro Nintendo Switch 2, I think it can just make the games look overall better and have them run better and not have any slowdowns too, because the Nintendo Switch also had lots and lots of slowdowns also for the games. And let's just talk about also with the Nintendo Switch 2 also can just make the games overall look better, because the games that they remaster and port from the Wii U in the future, and the Wii games and DS games or whatever they want to bring to the table, I think the games will look 10 times more better than what the Switch could ever do. Because with the AI upscaling, I'm not really sure on how good that will make it look from the DS games. I'm not really sure how all that works, but I think it will make it look 10 times more better. But I'm not sure if like they can do that with the AI upscaling. I think they can, but I'm not sure if they have to go into the game itself and actually like change the files or whatever. But I digress. But with the DS games and all that, I think they will look 10 times better. And I think for the Nintendo Switch, if they want to also port that and make them look better, those are going to have some additions as well. And that's just for a future video in general, because that also what I want to talk about in the next video. But I think the OLED Nintendo Switch 2 will make the games look better, just because of, if you haven't seen an OLED from the Nintendo Switch 1, those games look so good. I even sometimes thought the games even look like resolution better, even though it's really not. It didn't change the resolution, but just the games look so good. The colors pop more, and just it makes the game overall look more better. And I think you make it even more enjoyment than in the regular Nintendo Switch model. But with the OLED, I think it just makes the games look better, and I think that you will enjoy the games a lot more with the Nintendo Switch 2 as well, if it has an OLED on the launch day, which I hope it does, because that would have a lot more options for people to buy if they want to pay the extra $50 as well. I personally would, you know, people, if they don't have the extra $50, then they could just get the regular Switch 2 model. So the Nintendo Switch 2 also are going to have games on launch day, of course, as every console does. But I think the games are going to look so much better on the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED, also just because it's OLED, and I think the Nintendo Switch 1, the games look so much better than the regular Nintendo Switch. So I think that the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED is going to look so good with the games, and I think it's going to like the games are going to look clean, and I can't wait to play Mario Kart 9 and Metroid Prime 4 and whatever games that also come out on launch day for the Nintendo Switch 2. I can't wait to play them on the OLED if the OLED does release on launch day, but I really hope it does, and I can't wait to like make videos about it and everything. But the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED honestly brings the games more to life, just because you get to like say if you play like Mario Galaxy, the remaster, or whatever you want to call it, resolution upscaled Mario Galaxy. But the Mario Galaxy game on the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED, not only is going to look so much better than the Nintendo Switch, also it's going to look like colors going to look so much better with the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED, just because I also think they're going to probably try to also make the OLED a lot more better on the Nintendo Switch 2 than on the Nintendo Switch 1, because the Nintendo Switch was their first ever OLED, like trying to do OLED on their consoles ever. That's their first time ever. So I think the Nintendo Switch 2, they may like eke it a little bit for the OLED and make it look a lot better for the Nintendo Switch 2. Also because the games are going to look so much better on the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED. And I can't wait to play, as I said, play Mario Kart 9 and like try to like play online and sweat on that. Dude, it's going to look so clean. And I can't wait to like, I also can't wait for the Zelda games. See if it's like the Twilight Princess type of game, or if they're going to have a brand new idea for Zelda games. I wonder of what they're going to do for that. And I wonder if they're going to use more items and new items from Mario Kart 9. I also think that the games just overall going to look super clean on the OLED. Also, what also came with the Switch 2 OLED is that they gave it a revision, but that was because that was like 4 years down the line of the Nintendo Switch, and that they just made the dock a little bit better. Not graphically better, but like they like gave it Ethernet and that type of stuff. I hope for Nintendo Switch 2 also that the dock doesn't scratch the screen, because one of the biggest issues I remember since day one on Nintendo Switch, a lot of people, not talking about the other problems that I had day one, but what I remember from day one is that a lot of people's screens scratched from the dock. And so I hope that the Nintendo Switch 2's dock in general is a lot better, and I hope that it doesn't scratch the screen. So I hope they make the screens a lot more durable and not as cheap as for the Nintendo Switch, because I hope that the screens don't scratch. But anyways, I digress. That's me rambling from the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED and the Nintendo Switch 2 in general, and what I am hoping to see for the Direct next week. And so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and as always, let's go! I'm so hyped for next week. Let's go!